Yo, what up? What up? Another Saturday morning with a little wake up call with Make It Make Sense with Big Rags. Say, y'all know a lot of people know what I do, and if you don't know what I do, that's cool too. But I always like to watch stuff. This has already been on YouTube. People seen it, but I'm gonna just keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it real. Remember, real is restoring, everlasting, atoning life. So this might not be what you want to hear, but it's going to come a time in life where you're going to start hearing what you need to hear. And what you need to hear is it'll start being what you want. If you never reach that thing, you haven't reached the point of maturity. So let's get into it.
We're learning more about what led up to an incident on a Currituck County school bus. And in the video you're about to see, a woman boards a school bus and is seen yelling furiously. Tonight we've learned the woman was yelling at an 8th grade student on that bus. Earlier tonight, Marisha Jackson was following that story and has more.
Sit the f down. Ain't none of y'all gonna do
Words no child should hear when riding a school bus, but for Savannah Bailey, she and other students heard that and more.
I was raised not to take disrespect, even though I didn't say anything. It was just kind of shocking to me how she talked to me that way, even though she doesn't know me.
And according to Savannah, the woman didn't know the full situation either. Savannah told me what unfolded before the video. She says the woman, who police have identified as 35-year-old Samantha Spoor, was told by her son that he had been kicked on the bus by another student. When the bus got to Spoor's stop, that's when Spoor made her way inside. Savannah said she stood up only to better hear what the woman was saying. That's when the woman directed the mean comments at her. Savannah's parents
record it for your mama.
Say this
Send her.
Was uncalled for.
To have a parent step on my child's bus. These days and times, you don't know what could have happened.
School officials sent 10 on Your Side a statement that said only authorized personnel and students are permitted to board school buses. The safety and well-being of students and staff remain our highest priority.
I sent her on the bus to get a safe ride home. I'm not sure if I want her to ride that bus anymore.
Spoor now faces misdemeanor charges of trespassing, disorderly conduct, and communicating threats.
It's being an adult and knowing how far to take it and not getting on a bus yelling and screaming at children.
That was Marisha Jackson reporting.
All right. Y'all see that? So, everybody and everyone under the sound of my voice, there were so many things that went wrong on that video or in that incident. And, I say make it make sense. So first of all, if you're a school bus driver, you don't open that door. You don't allow parents to get on the bus to do anything. So that bus driver needs to be reprimanded, retrained. It depends how many write-ups they have or whatever, but they need to take the proper procedures and protocol to handle that. And number two, first of all, old girl done got on the bus. Y'all, she get that from the black women. I'm going to call this one a big, fat, skanky, white N-word. That's what she was. That's what she is. She got on the bus, slanging profanity, cussing somebody about her baby. Right? Really, that's not the issue in her life. Let's make it make sense. The issue with her life is her high blood pressure, sugar diabetes, gout, her bad health. That's a real issue. Now, Okay, let's go to this little girl with her sneaky self. She mixed breed, so y'all know a lot of these little mixed kids think they cute. Now, when an adult is talking to you the way I was raised, when an adult is speaking, you shut up. You shut up. Charles Ragsdale always said, you let an adult say what they want to say, you shut your mouth, and you come home and let me know what happened, and then the adult will address the adult, not the child addressing. While this woman was doing that rampaging, old girl, the little mixed breed, see, she got her mom and daddy snowball because some little boy done told her she cute, and she done start touching on her genitals, so she thinks she grown. But she stood up. She said it. I stood up. What did you stand up for? Because anybody knows when someone is venting or talking crazy and somebody stand up, they standing up to put these up. Now, see, this is what our people don't like to hear. But that ain't what I was called to do. I was called to tell the truth and make it make sense. So that little girl needs to be reprimanded at home. She need to sit her fast, pissy tail down. Let the grown-ups do the grown-up things. Let that bus driver handle that parent. And you sit there and get your safe ride to point A to point B and don't get involved in none of that. That bus driver, he needs to address the issue of the child being kicked or bullied. The mother should have went to the bus driver, asked to speak with him, say, hey, my son said he was kicked on this bus. He could tell you who did it. I need this handled. Go through the proper procedures to stop trying to be big bully bad A. Because that girl, that little girl or whoever kicked your son, miss, is not your issue. You got some health issues. And you know, a lot of us do that. The enemy always make you look elsewhere, but you ain't addressing the real issue. The real issue is in you, ma'am. You have no discipline. That's why you 150 pounds overweight. You have no discipline. So you get on the bus with undisciplined children and act just as worse as they act. You're their example. That's another thing. Yay, we become parents before we step into our adulthood. That was a perfect example of it. How can you tell a child to act a certain way when the parent is just as ignorant as the child? But see, she'll be a star because she's a white ninja. So we'll justify all that. But where I come from, I know some mamas that when that girl stood up, mama would have went and got her. When she stood up in a woman's place, where I come from, that woman would have showed that little girl what womanhood was all about. And then her parents would have really been upset. What's wrong with kids staying in a kid's place? And what's wrong with adults truly growing up? I know we don't like it, but hey, my family, my subscribers, my people that listen to me, they love this. Because y'all know I'm going to keep it 100. We all make mistakes, but stupidity is just dumb. You get on a school bus. And then y'all see the way the little girl had her arms folded. That's one of them, what they call a nonchalant, arrogant, or attitude-ish pose or stance. And while her mom was talking, she had a smirk on her face. If you go back and look at the little girl's face, she had a smirk on her face. Like, I got them food. And then the black daddy with his ugly, nasty looking dread, look like his hair stink. I was scared to put her on the bus. Say, man, your daughter is probably the one that kicked that child or had something to do with. And see, I could tell the truth because I was that one sitting in the back. I ain't got to lie about none of this. If she didn't do it, she laughed and promoted this boy being kicked. And y'all see the area, it was like a trailer park. So it would look like a low income area. And the mama, you can look at her and tell she ain't going to Planet Fitness or 24-hour fitness. She's an advocate for Food Line. So we see what's going on. It's obvious. But that little girl need to stay in a little girl's place. Because in the right neighborhood, that would have turned way, way sour. Way, way sour. So make it make sense. It starts with the driver. Do your job. In the educational realm, y'all, do your job. Stop trying to be the parent. Stop trying to be the children's friend. Stop, even in the classroom, the teachers. These young women teachers that's single or whatever, they messing with these boys that's built like grown men, that's athletes. They looking at them in sexual ways. And then these old perverted dudes been doing it with the little girls. That's been going on. But I see that we follow ignorance. That white woman, if you look at all her mannerism and look at the way and listen to what she was saying, that was just some ratchet ghetto behavior. So what I'm saying is, children of Israel are black people. We are an example. We need to start giving people a positive example, a better role model to portray us. If you want to be like us, learn to shut up. If you want to be like us, be a real man, man up, walk away. If you want to be like us, learn how to take correction and direction without rebuttal and rejection. How about that? Anything else, you're just ratchet. That's what that is. And again, y'all need to do something with that bus driver. And y'all notice that the bus driver was a white ninja. Shades on his head or whatever, and he just sat there. So I can relate to that. He probably been going through hell all school year with them children. The ones sitting in the back. That girl that stood up. They gotta be seen. I'm cute because I'm mixed breed. No, you're really ugly. And you already starting to get that woe out look, little girl. You're not cute. And and I'm done because I ain't gonna do no more than 15 minutes. Let me tell y'all something. Ugly is bliss. If you busted up on the outside and then you ugly on the inside, you're done. Say, man, at least make your inside pretty. But all that fronting you doing, young lady, that was a front. I saw it. I don't care if no one else. I saw it. I was always taught don't take disrespect. But was you taught not to disrespect others? That's what I saw. So I call it out, and I hope your daddy and I hope your mama get it. Y'all need to sit her down and have a long talk with her, because somebody gonna really get a hold of her on the real tip. It ain't gonna always be peaches and cream. She gonna hit some rocky road. Yo, I'm out of here. Say, make it make sense. Y'all have a good Saturday, good Memorial Day weekend. We'll be back at you later. Deuces.